Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and I am out of town right now. Yes, Saturday and Sunday this weekend. So what's that? The 19th and the 20th, I think, if I'm not mistaken. That's Saturday and Sunday out of town with my moon bay pictured right here on the screen. There we are, right there. As a trip we took to Detroit right there. This video is just going to be a slideshow of us. No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that to you. No, that was a picture of us at the end of October when we were out of town in Detroit anyway. But, so anyway, we're out of town. We're visiting friends in Chicago, and as such, I can't record videos the day of. I'll be spending time with friends, which means I can't react to the immediate news of the day, but I still wanted to put something out. I didn't want to leave people for a whole weekend without content since I can avoid it. And you know what I thought I'd post is a video I released on January 11th of this year. At that point, my channel had existed for less than a month. I launched my first video ever. I posted on December 14th anyway. And so at this point, I had 44 subscribers, so almost 0% of you hearing my voice right this very second, almost 0% of you have ever heard what I'm about to share with you. So what I'm going to do is I'm just kind of prefacing the video with this, modern recording. That's Wednesday the 16th as I record this anyway. I'm just pre-recording. And what you're about to hear is a video, again, it's about 11 and a half minutes from January 11th. It's very interesting. It's the concept of, first of all, a lot of people don't realize the disparity in terms of supply of XRP versus Bitcoin. They think it's thousands of times higher in terms of quantity of XRP versus Bitcoin. Not true if you take a look at drops versus Satoshi, so I'm going to break that down for you. And then I take it a step further, though. And so we know that Bitcoin's all-time high was close to $20,000, and I get into what the equivalent of XRP would be if it reached that all-time high while taking into consideration the fact that there are different supply levels of each cryptocurrencies in terms of Satoshis versus drops. That's what this video is. And it is interesting, I think, conceptually, as soon as I figured this out, and because somebody else put this idea out there in terms of the differences in terms of quantity, and got me thinking. I was like, oh wow, so there's not nearly as many XRP drops as there are Bitcoin Satoshis as people think. And then I thought, what does that mean in terms of all-time high? Like, if they were an equivalent taking that into account, what would it have actually been? And it's going to be in the title, so I can tell you right now, it's $415 and change. I think that's the number anyway. I apologize if I'm wrong, but that was it, and I found that very, very fascinating. So what I'm going to do is just let the original video that I uploaded, that almost no human has ever watched because nobody followed me back then. And, at this point, and thank you, by the way, everybody that's subscribed since then. I now have approaching 11,500 subscribers. So thank you very much. I didn't start to get traction until over 6 months doing this. Even when June rolled around, I had 200 subscribers, but I was having fun doing this, and I was like, even if not many people listen, I'm having a blast doing this. It's my hobby, so I was going to keep doing it regardless. But eventually, a few of my videos got traction, and now, several months after that, here we are with this many, which is still mind-blowing to me, so thank you so much. But I'm going to go ahead and start this video now. I find it fascinating, and now that there's an opportunity to get this concept out in there, because I haven't talked about this since then. I've talked about the disparity in terms of quantity, Satoshi versus drops a little bit. I haven't broken it down to this level since then, and I haven't talked about conceptually this $415 XRP price number as explained in this video. So I'm going to start it right now, and feel free to drop a comment below. I'd love to hear what you all think about it, and thank you so much for watching. Hi, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Few real quick things right out the gate before I get into the content of this video. First of all, I do not make price predictions. I'm going to put something. I'm going to put a dollar value pertaining to XRP in the title of this video, and I'll probably do it in the thumbnail too. But I promise you, in addition to this not being a price prediction, it's also not clickbait. It's just a really interesting topic that, and frankly, I find this more interesting than a price prediction. Also, my YouTube channel is tiny. I think I have 44 subscribers right now. So before we get rocking and rolling here, I did want to say real quick, if you would be willing to hit like and subscribe, just know that I genuinely appreciate it. So regardless, thanks for watching. But yeah, if you would hit like and would hit subscribe, I'd really appreciate that. All right, so this is just a screen capture, what you're looking at here, of somebody else's YouTube video, which was released 1 year and 1 day ago, actually, by a guy named Joel. And I am going to link to his original video in the description, so if you want to check that out, I highly recommend it. It's I think his video is a little over 8 minutes or so. But I'm going to touch on this So this is not an original idea from me, but you should definitely be aware of it. However, I'm going to take it a step further because I want to discuss after we cover this how that pertains to a possibility in terms of price movement for XRP. What's possible with the valuation of digital assets. So looking at the top here, we're basically talking about the difference in supply of total XRP versus total Bitcoin. So if you want to find out what the actual difference is, you take the supply of XRP, the max supply being 100 billion. Now, of course, with each transaction, some is burnt, so it's currently less than 100 billion. But let's just work with 100 billion number. Let's roll with that because that'll make the math on this a lot easier. And it's close enough right now. There's the burning of XRP. It's relatively minimal. So anyway, 100 billion XRP, and then the max supply of Bitcoin is 21 million. So way different, 100 billion versus 21 million. So to figure out how much more XRP there is than Bitcoin, you divide one by the other. So if you divide 100 billion by 21 million, then you'd find that there are 4,761 times more XRP than Bitcoin. However, that doesn't really paint the whole picture in terms of the actual total supply of each. The reason being, XRP can be divided up into many smaller units. Bitcoin can also be divided up into many smaller units. That's why you can buy half of a Bitcoin if you want, or 3/4 of a Bitcoin, whatever. XRP can be divided 1 million times. So 1/1,000,000th of an XRP is a drop. That's the smallest unit of measurement for the tiniest piece of XRP that can exist. Bitcoin, it's a little bit different for Bitcoin. The smallest Bitcoin fraction is called a Satoshi, and a Bitcoin can be divided many more times. It can be divided 100 million times, whereas with XRP, again, it can only be divided 1 million times. Okay? So, as a result, that means that the total quantity of drops, let me make sure I say this right, I've got it written down here, 100 quadrillion drops. Wow, that's a big number. 100 quadrillion drops total. For Bitcoin, the number is smaller. It's what is this? 2.1 quadrillion Satoshis. So again, 100 quadrillion versus 2.1 quadrillion. So, in terms of individual units of each cryptocurrency, how much more XRP is there than Bitcoin? Well, you figure that out by dividing one against the other. And the actual answer is there are a little over 47 times as many XRP units as there are Bitcoin. And this is fascinating to me for a couple reasons. First of all, the supply difference is not nearly as great as many would have you believe, because most people don't realize that yes, both XRP and Bitcoin are divisible, but divisible to different levels, right? And so that's basically what the guy that created this video and this little it looks like an Excel spreadsheet here. The guy that created that's in a nutshell what he covered. And so again, I'll link that in the description, but I want to take this a step further. The all-time high for Bitcoin's price occurred, I think it was December 17th. I looked it up earlier today, and if memory serves, it was December 17th. And I just checked one blog, so I assume this number is correct. If not, it's super close anyway, but this is the number I'm going to roll with for this video. Bitcoin's all-time high was $19,000. I'm sorry, $19,783. There we go. Okay. So, given that we know that there's a little over 47 times as many units of XRP as opposed to Bitcoin, if you take that dollar figure of 19,783 and you divide that by 47, specifically 47.61904,762, because that's the way the math works out. If you divide it by that, that would give you an idea of what a single XRP would be worth if XRP reached its equivalent value of what Bitcoin's all-time high was, if that makes sense to you. Okay, So that means to figure that, again, you take $19,783 and divide it by 47 point, all the numbers after the decimal point that I just read to you. Okay. And if you do that, it comes out to one XRP being worth, where's the number? $415.44. Again, so let me repeat that. If XRP were to hit its equivalent high, what Bitcoin had, the value Bitcoin had at its all-time high, then one XRP would be worth $415.44. And so the reason this is fascinating to me, and again, it's not a price prediction. The question is, for me, it's like before Bitcoin hit that all-time high, it was an unknown if a digital asset could be valued with as many individual units as Bitcoin has, if a single Bitcoin could be valued at 19,783. Is it possible for humans to put that price tag on it? And we can say definitively the answer is yes, that actually happened. So you can also say, if XRP had an equivalent all-time high, which it hasn't, but if it did, we can say definitively what that would be. It would be $415.44. And so it's neat to know humans are capable of valuing individual units of digital currency at that price, because it's already happened. Now that being said, just because that happened with Bitcoin, that's not a good reason to assume that it would happen to XRP, because there are other factors to take into consideration when talking about max price potential. It also comes down to actual utility. Good news is, if you're an XRP supporter like me, there's a lot of utility. Okay. I also understand that the market cap would be astronomically huge if XRP actually did hit that number of $415.44. The market cap for XRP would be over $41 trillion at that point. Now, I know that a market cap for XRP of over $41 trillion may sound absurd to a lot of people. And look, I don't know that it's ever going to hit that, but don't assume that something is impossible just because it's never happened before. I think it is possible. Not a prediction, but I think it actually is possible. In fact, I'd be surprised if when this is all said and done, if XRP didn't have a market cap in the trillions. To what degree, how many trillions, I don't know. But I can't imagine it not being valued in that way. There are over 2,000 cryptocurrencies out there, and that is way too many. I think over the coming decades, whether it's 5, 10, 15, 20 years or more, I think you're going to see most of these cryptocurrencies go away. And frankly, many of them, why do they even have a value attached to them? Some of these projects, maybe they're perfectly fine projects that these cryptocurrencies have attached to them, but they don't need the coin part, the value part attached to it. And in fact, a lot of these cryptocurrencies, for their stated purposes, don't even necessarily need to run on a blockchain. And in some of these instances, you'd be maybe even better off just using a traditional database. Of course, then people wouldn't flood money into it. If you're like, here's my project, I'm going to run it on a database. Yeah, okay. So I understand what's going on here. A lot of this is a money grab. But I think that there are going to be X number of coins, probably not too many of them, and they're going to serve legitimate purposes. And I think that one that's going to have staying power is XRP. And so while I'm not willing to make a price prediction, and I don't know exactly how this is going to unfold with any level of detail, I'm confident that it's going to be big. I'm confident that XRP is going to be adopted globally. So we'll see how it all shakes out. It's a fun ride, and I love watching all the developments unfold on a daily basis. So anyway, again, I'm going to link to the original video, the guy that came up with this, in the description. I do encourage you to check it out. And I actually looked at him. I was like, I wonder if he has any other content. He's got one other video, so he's got 2 videos total, and unfortunately, only one of them is about cryptocurrency. So I don't know. He's pretty good with his description, though, and I kind of wish that he had the desire to make more videos, because I'd love to follow this guy. He's pretty good at explaining stuff. So anyway, I'll leave it at that. Thanks so much for watching. And I'll end this video the same way I seem to be doing in every video. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Okay? Thanks for watching.